Hello everyone and welcome to this video on free body diagram. So what is free body diagram? Free body diagram are pictures that show the size and direction of all the forces acting on an object. So that is, for a given body, if supports are removed and forces acting on the body and support reactions are shown only, then the diagram so obtained is known as free body diagram. So there are several steps to draw free body diagram. First of all, pick an object to analyze. Second, just draw a box to represent the object. So you can see on the right there is a box to represent the object. Now next what you have to do is represent the forces which is acting on the system with the help of arrows. So if you have a F applied, that is the applied force which is acting in the rightward direction, we have applied in the rightward direction. Again there will be a gravitational force, then there will be a normal force, and there will be a friction force. Don't get confused if you don't understand these forces now. You will be having a brief review on that in few minutes. Okay. Now only thing which you should take care of is the direction of the forces. For example, F applied is acting in the rightward direction. That means if you have applied the force in the rightward direction, then and then only your arrow should point in the rightward direction. And if your applied force is acting in the rightward direction, that means F applied is in the right direction. The friction force will act in the opposite direction. I hope you are quite familiar with this particular thing. Now we will see some of the examples on free body diagram. So let us consider a system in which a book or a block is kept on the top of a table. Now I want you to analyze this particular system. Try to analyze what are the forces which are acting on this particular block. We know that when a block is kept on the top of the table, there will be definitely a force or a gravitation acting in the downward direction. So arrow here represent the force in the downward direction. Now because of this particular downward direction force, there will be a reaction force. And if we say that this is our action force, there will be a reaction force which will act in the upward direction. So other arrow is in the upward direction. So how you will represent this particular system with the help of free body diagram is you show a block which represents our block or our book, and you show a arrow or the F gravitational in the downward direction and F reaction or F normal in the upward direction as shown. Now I want you to consider this system again. Now what will happen if I apply a force in the rightward direction? What will happen if I apply a force in the rightward direction? Can you analyze this system? Again we know that this is a common system. I have just applied a force in the rightward direction. Now what will happen? Now how will you analyze this particular system? We know that because of our application of force in the rightward direction, there will be a friction force which will act in the left direction. Now try to plot the free body diagram for this particular system. And here, as you can see, this is the free body diagram for this particular system. Okay. Now let us take one more example. Now here I have a net in which few eggs are kept, and suddenly what happened? One of the egg is falling. I want you to pause this video over here and try to analyze this system and try to draw the free body diagram on this system. Okay, welcome after the pause again. Now we need to analyze this egg of free falling egg. We know that when the egg is falling, there will be a force which is acting on the egg, which is a gravitational force, and which will act on the downward direction. And since the area of the egg is almost negligible, so air resistance will be almost negligible. We can avoid in this particular case. So we will get a free body diagram where only one single force is acting in the downward direction, and that too is the gravitational force. Okay, I hope many of you have got this right, and if you don't get it right, don't worry. This is just the beginning. Later on you can refine your skills on that. Now let us consider again one more system. let us take a tree from which a squirrel is falling. Okay, now I again want you to pause this video over here and try to draw the free body diagram of this particular squirrel. And again remember that you have to also consider the area of the squirrel or the area of the projected squirrel. Okay, now pause the video and try to draw the free body diagram. Okay, welcome after the pause. Now I hope many of you have got this. So here in this case, if we are considering the air resistance acting on the body of the squirrel, then there will be F air in the upward direction. Okay, and F gravitation in the downward direction. Okay, now let us take one more example and then we conclude this video. Now this is a cart which is pulled by the horse. So and horse is applying a force F, okay, in the forward direction. And now again pause the video and try to draw the free body diagram of this particular system. Okay, so what will happen? F force is acting on the forward direction. Now we know that there will be a gravitational force F gravity. Again because of gravity there will be a normal force or the F earth which is acted by the earth on the cart, okay, which is acting in the upward direction, F earth. Again because of the F force there will be a friction force which will act in the back direction, so F friction. And again if you want to represent this particular system with the help of free body diagram, just make the system as a box and show the forces acting, F force, F gravity, F earth and F friction. So this is the free body diagram of this particular system. Again I want you to remind, before concluding I want you to remind you that when you consider the free body diagram, please be very careful with the direction of the forces, because direction of the forces is only the utmost careful point which you should take care of. Thank you and have a nice day.